We're speaking with Scott Kirchner. He is the owner of Mad Max in downtown Pittsfield, and he is a certified Apple specialist. And one of the things that people are wondering about is, they put a lot of stuff on their Mac Pro or whatever computer that they have or their iPad, and it starts to slow down a little bit. So you start thinking, okay, well, how do I get all this information and put it somewhere else where it's safe? So backing up, that's what I wanted to talk about. How important is it to back up, and how do you do it?
It's extremely important, and it's a conversation we try to have with every customer that comes in the store. Unfortunately, sometimes that conversation comes after the need has already arisen and somebody has lost some data that's important to them, which we've seen everything from family photos that are not, you'll never see them again in this digital age, to critical work documents that they put in the trash can and they no longer have a copy of. It's one of the most overlooked but easy processes to do nowadays. There's so many variety of ways you can do it. You can do it up in the cloud with the many backup services that are available both to Mac and PC. You can do it at the desktop level with an external drive that we plug in. With Apple, we use a technology that is zero configuration, meaning you simply plug in the drive and a application product called Time Machine just takes care of it from there, makes it easy for you.
And the interesting thing about the Time Machine is that it literally, that's the whole concept. It takes you back in time. So if all of a sudden, you lose something or you had deleted something that you wanted to go back, it literally creates the atmosphere as it was when it was saved, which is actually kind of an interesting, really fascinating concept.
Absolutely. It takes a snapshot in time,
yeah,
and allows you to get back to there pretty easily. The other real great advantage of it is one of the pieces that are hardware components that fail regularly in a computer would be the hard drive where you store your onboard data. So using Time Machine, it allows us to get right back to your last backup. So it's the quickest and simplest way for us to get your most important data right back. Like I said, it's an often overlooked thing, data backup, but the most important part of it is the cost. It's so economical to do before, but it's so expensive to do or to find out after you've lost it to get it recovered. The drive recovery specialists that we use to do this, they charge hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to recover your data.
Yeah.
And so it's something where we can teach you relatively easy how to perform this at a daily basis and save you a lot of aggravation and anxiety and cost in the long run.
And if you own a Mac, I think there's a certain best practice as to how much data you have saved on the Mac as opposed to how much, because frankly, the more you have on there, it starts to slow things down.
Absolutely.
So how much can you keep on the Mac, and then as far as a backup, what do you recommend for a product for that?
Great question, John. Our rule of thumb is don't let your internal hard drive or storage device be over 75% full. Mm-hmm. You will start to see severe slowdown the fuller it gets after that point and beyond. So we also, one of the things we recommend is that the storage device that you're going to back up to is at least of equal size to your internal hard drive. So if you have a 500 gig hard drive, you should have a 500 gig backup device. And more importantly, one of the basic rules of thumb with backing up is if you only have the data in one place, it's not actually backed up. So if you're removing the data from your computer and putting it onto an external storage device, make sure that storage device is then backed up or has some sort of redundancy built in. Because if that device goes down and you've removed it from your computer or your device, you no longer have the security of having duplicates.
Right. So, if you have one backup and you lose the backup, then
that's so true.
Then you're in trouble. We're speaking with Scott Kirchner. He's the owner of Mad Max. We'll continue our conversation, hit on some other key topics, especially for those Mac people. But again, we'll talk about Mac versus PC too.